Oh my goodness, I'm live. I didn't know I was live. I'm alive. It didn't, usually it gives me a 3, 2, 1, and I didn't see it. So anyway, here I am in Tucumcari, Arizona. No, New Mexico. Ugh, man, it's like that movie. If this is Tuesday, it must be Rome or something like that. You can see my hair's a mess. Yes, they had shampoo, but they didn't have blow dryers. Of course, you understand there were no blow dryers back in the day, and this place is just decked out to the day. They said it is, you know, it may seem different, but it is harder to put in the real thing than to have replicas. So the stuff, if you saw my pictures, they're fantastic, and this is a clean place and a sweet place, and I really want to give kudos to the motel owners. I had talked to a lot of places, and so I made a mistake and stopped at the wrong one first. I think I have a reservation. No, I don't think you do. So anyway, but the guy was so nice. All these folks are doing it. The owner, Larry, of this this establishment, which is Motel Safari. He said this is like a mission to him. He loved the road so much. He loved 66 so much. He actually after traveling it many years, he actually bought it. He said, I need to have I need to have a part of this and to be a part of it continuing. So I'm so excited about that. I want to start out with something very funny. I went to this place for lunch yesterday, and I've been complaining about this for a long time, and it's getting clearer every day. Something's up in the universe. I went to a nice old Mexican restaurant, and they had one of these roller things. And I keep saying, toilet paper, you know, the whole roll in the middle, the tube keeps getting bigger. Okay, I was offline for a second or not, but I've been complaining for years about toilet paper because the tube in the middle keeps getting bigger and the toilet paper keeps getting narrower. So this one yesterday was like I'd never seen before, so I had to share it. This is my hand, and you know I have little hands. My hand and the toilet paper, that is some narrow toilet paper. It's really kind of weird, but so yesterday was funny. It started out like I thought I was going to go gangbusters, and it just kind of my progress went downhill. I started off going to church and get a little upliftment, but they actually said, oh, we're so glad you're here. We're having a special today. We're having lunch after church, and we're having a movie instead of the regular service, and then we're going to discuss it. And I'm like, I have not got that kind of time. I have got to get booking on the road. So, but I had a private meeting with the minister, and we prayed together, and so that was all, you know, really nice. So, and then I got on my way. So I said, I am flying now. Because the first thing I did was I went to the, it's called the Burger Barrel Restaurant. And the thing was, it looks like a barrel. And which a lot of the things that are interesting out here are strangely built buildings. And this was originally an A&W root beer stand. Now, I remember those days. And that's when A&W was called Frosty Mug. They would take a mug out of the freezer and put that root beer in there, and it'd get this beautiful head on the top. You know, oh my God, that was so good. And somebody said recently that that A&W is making a comeback, so that's kind of exciting. I don't like regular root beer, but good old A&W done right is really, really good. So the next thing I wanted to do for my horse-loving family is I went and took a picture of the Quarter Horse Association, because I thought that they should have that. And then I was going to find the Cadillac Ranch. You know, everybody hears about the Cadillac Ranch. So I drove around, and my GPS says, you're here. And I look around, and nothing there looks like any Cadillac Ranch I ever saw, and I know what the picture looks like. So I asked somebody, I'm so glad that I have got the kind of personality that'll ask people, because if not, I'd probably still be driving around Cincinnati wondering what the heck I was doing. So the people directed me, and it was crazy, up Mikes, down Jakes, and you can see that it wasn't going in a very good direction. But I did find it, and you have to walk way across this field to get to the Cadillacs. So, and I walked, I hope you've checked my album, because you'll see these upended Cadillacs, and I still can't figure out what the intention. I'm going to look up what the hell were they thinking. So anyway, but there were people there that were like sitting on blankets and staring at them. I don't know. It was cute. It was cute. So I took a picture, and not that many pictures were added yesterday, so you should be able to check them all out without any problem. And then I looked for this Indian restaurant, and I was so excited, Indian food. You know how I feel about Indian food. And it was closed. It closes one Sunday a month, and that would be the Sunday. So, well, what can you do after you're disappointed, you know, and you're expecting Indian food? So I found some good Mexican food, and it was backtracking. I did so doggone much backtracking yesterday. I'm surprised I'm not back in Connecticut. But I had a lovely lunch, chili rellenos, which is one of my favorite things for Mexican, and that's where I got that toilet paper. Very funny. Very thin, very thin. And then I decided that I better head west if I expected to get to Tucumcari yesterday. Oh, my stars. I was doing okay until the GPS went out. And this is what we have to know, is that these are such big, wide open spaces, your GPS is going to go out. And like one guy told me, he said, you know, doing this by yourself and staying on 66 is really hard without a navigator. So it's hard enough with a navigator. When I say navigator, I don't mean that big old car. I mean, you know, a person that's looking at the maps and doing calculations for you. So all in all, although I've gone around the block 800 times and stuff, I feel like I'm doing relatively well. Well, the bottom line is I got off. I don't know where the heck I was. And I had the courage to ask a guy who got me back on the right road. He says to me, oh, well, he said, yeah. He said, you could keep going there and you will get to Tucumcari. He said, how's your gas? And I got to tell you, out there are new gas stations, you know, right on the roads and stuff like that. There's no shoulders to pull off. There's nothing. So he says, I'm going to tell you what to do. Turn there and go through San Jacques or something, whatever he said. And I turned, and he said, because you'll have gas in 25 miles. He said, and then from there you can go on 40 to Tucumcari. So I said, okay. And he actually led me to the right road. So what a guy. There are so many nice people out there. While I was out there, you know, I've got this windmill fascination. So they're so huge. You just can't believe how big they are. And fields and fields and acres of them. So I pulled over and I was trying to take some pictures. It was in this place. It was a seed company. It was, let me see, Galen Ward's Seeds. And now I pulled in the driveway and it says no truck turnaround. Well, I'm not a truck. So I turned around and stopped, and I was trying to get some pictures of these fields of windmills. And this truck comes in and he goes, you getting some good pictures? And I said, well, I'm trying. I said, but it's so hard because you just can't get in a picture how amazing this is. And he said, yeah, it is difficult. And he said, I own that place over there. And I said, oh, is it a problem that I'm parked here? And he said, no, get some pictures. Well, let me tell you something. That guy, we had a conversation about seeds and GMOs, and who knows what you're going to meet on the road. So that was a nice little aside. And when I get home, I'm going to look up CRISPR, C-R-I-S-P-R-E, which he says is this amazing new agricultural technology that is supposed to do all kinds of amazing things. So if you've got nothing to do today and you want to check it out, check out CRISPRE. And so anyway, back on the road. I am driving on this road to San Jacques, and I go through this space that the only way I could explain it is if it were a geographical example of taking a big bowl and filling it with broccoli and putting your hand down in and making a hole in the middle of it, because it was all these trees and vegetation, and yet it was a canyon. It wasn't like the Grand Canyon, which is all dry and brown, and this was like a canyon, all green. It was flipping amazing. So that was a wonderful side trip, and later on I saw that there was a hint that you could take the road from where I was to Tucumcari as a wonderful bypass. So I did that, but I did it by accident. And so then a few of the things I want to share on my adventure on the road, driving along, and I saw this huge flipping snake. It was huge. It was dead. But it really is a reminder, don't get out of your car if there's any tall grasses around. And if you get out of the car, don't go on the tall grasses. Look for that good old shoulder and check it out first to make sure there's no company with you. So some of the other things I wanted to tell you were, I want to tell you about the parking in Hydro. That was yesterday, but I forgot to tell you. I got in there and I was looking for that Nutopia or Nutopia, which was closed. And when I went to park the car, I saw there was this car parked in the middle of the road. It was in the middle of the road. And I'm like, what if it broke down or something? And I went, store was closed, turned around, go back to my car. There's a car parked in the middle of the road on the other side of the street. I said, is there something going on I don't know about? That's the way they park there. There's apparently parking in the middle of the flipping street. It was really shocking. So hit some bad bumpy roads. Did I have some of a snake? I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. Oh, it was a day where Sammy kept crossing my path. Thank you, God, for that gas station, because I wasn't that always